Hey everyone, welcome to another interview. My name's Alex.acuff, and in these shows, we interview other EXP agents that are really building their business, their brand, and their rev share with under the EXP Realty brand. On today's show, we are so happy to have her. I think she's going to bring some absolute value bombs for you guys today. Watching all of our amazing viewers, welcome Jasmine Kemp. How are
Thanks
you?
for having me, Alex. I'm excited. Doing pretty good today.
Yeah. So we're excited to have you on today, and we're going to really kind of dig deep into, kind of your process of where you came from, what you do before, how you got into real estate. Most of the people that we've interviewed so far have been in real estate for several years, or they're a part of big teams. What I love about you today is that you're an independent agent, or like just by yourself. Do
Just
you?
me.
Yep, just you. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and share with our viewers today. Tell them a little bit about where you are, and we'll get into where you came from, what you do before real estate.
Okay, perfect. So I am in Birmingham. I have been from here like most of my life, moved around a lot, military kid, so seen a lot, but landed here in Birmingham. It's where most of my family is. I'm actually living in the area close to where I grew up in, but I know
Cool.
a good bit of the city, so it's been fun to get back in it from a real estate perspective. I left and went to college and was like, I'll never come back, and here I love it. But the city's growing a ton. Like people have heard about the foodie parts of it. The real estate pieces being big. Downtown is going crazy. So it's fun to be a part of all the changes. Um, I was an accountant, or I still am an accountant. I'm an active CPA. I keep my license active. I actively have a practice outside of real estate that I run individually. But
Cool.
before getting into this, I went the Big Four route. For those who aren't familiar with that, it's just like top accounting firms, public. Lot of work, SEC violations, covering all of that kind of stuff. Did that for a few years actually, and kind of built a brand for myself there. And gosh, 275 days of travel is what I averaged a year. And
Whoa.
from January to April, we averaged about 60, 65 hours a week in terms of work, with a lot of those topping out over 80. So got married, got tired of flying my husband out to see me for a couple of days a week, every 3 or 4 weeks, decided I actually wanted to spend some time with him and the house that we had actually purchased. So I decided to get out of it and just took a leap of faith into whatever might have been next. And real estate found me.
Holy cow. That was like an elevator pitch of your history. That was awesome. That is awesome. There was so much there, and we're gonna unpack it. But I've got to jump way back to the very beginning of that conversation. You talked about your military background. Did you live all over the country, or what? And also, what branch of the military did your parents or father, mother, or
So
how
my
did it?
dad's retired Army, um,
Cool.
and he actually got out a little bit after I was born. But I was born in Germany. My dad did stints in Kuwait, as well as like Beirut and some other parts over there. So my mom and I traveled while
Yeah.
he served and met some great friends. My godparents actually are also military based. So did all of that. They actually flew back with me. A lot of people remember the blizzard of 93, if you're like old enough to remember that. So they came back during the blizzard of all things, got back here, and we've kind of been planted in the Birmingham area kind of since then. But yeah, we hit a few countries on the way. So
Very
I
cool.
actually grew up speaking. I knew English, spoke a little bit of German. Now I'm bilingual in Spanish, and the German's kind of far behind me, but I can count to 10. So I think that's
I just know the cuss words.
oh, well, hey, that gets you far.
Well, I had to ask because both my parents are actually military brats as well, and
Okay.
they lived in Germany for a long time. So, well, I'm in Auburn, so I'm close to Fort Benning, and which is
Yeah.
actually what brought my family here from Alaska. And then they had me, so we ended up staying around the area. So,
Okay.
yep, the military kind of moves you around.
That's
Personally,
awesome.
didn't get the experience of being the military brat, but the rest of both my parents are they definitely went and lived a lot of places.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, you're in Birmingham and you are working as a CPA. How many years did you say you were a CPA? Like, I guess you'd say the Big Four. Is that what it was called?
Yes. Big Four. I was at Price Waterhouse Coopers. Let's see, I interned with them starting in 2012.
Cool.
And didn't leave the company until 2018. So
Okay.
I got finished up with school, got my master's, and went full time. After that, I had done a couple of like 6-month intern stints, and it was great while I was there, but it was grueling. You hit the ground hard, and it was time to just slow down a little bit and actually
Uh,
like sleep at my own pillow. So
I hear you. I hear you. So that sounds absolutely exhausting. And so moving from CPA to telling your family, hey, I'm going into real estate. Let's talk a little bit. So you said you're going into your second year. So you are mid pandemic, little kids,
yeah.
and I'm going into real estate. Tell me what kind of led you into thinking about going into real estate? Was it more of like the clients you dealt with, or tell me a little bit about that experience and journey?
I think for the biggest piece, if I had to say like what made the biggest difference. So as an auditor, for people who are familiar with that, most people hate you. You come in the door, you're checking files, you're asking for a history for like the last year. Nobody knows where stuff is. And if they do, people are like trembling when they hand you stuff over. No one wants to give you passwords. Like it's tough work. But I'm obviously, if you can't tell, pretty extroverted. I love people. I love
Yeah.
talking. And I'm really hung up on like wanting to make a difference, figuring out like what is my purpose? How do I find a passion that aligns with that? And then how do I go just like burn it up afterwards? So accounting, I love math, I love numbers. And I appreciated the travel aspect of it, just getting to meet new people every few weeks
Mhm.
because we would rotate off on jobs. But I didn't think I was making the impact. I felt like I was saving millionaires a few pennies at these big companies, but I wasn't actually seeing like tangible differences with the individuals I was working with. So this is, and gosh, don't laugh at me, but like I love HGTV.
Oh
I have
god.
learned, and I tell everybody else, real estate is not like that at all. But I do love like the aspect of watching the houses, like hearing about the market trends. I enjoy design. I've always helped people on the side with staging and design prep, like as friends and family members, even when I was traveling with CPA land. So got
Wow.
into pandemic. I had quit my job already, just decided I didn't want to do that anymore. I was with my first one, my oldest kid was a little over 1, and we found out we were pregnant again. And I was like, well, I definitely am not going back to big four accounting travel life now. So what's next? Family thought I was crazy. My friends were like, I mean, I'm sure you'll succeed and whatever. But like, honestly, I prayed about it. My husband was behind me, and I was in a group with my sponsor. She was talking about real estate. She had gotten started, felt like it was scary, but it was doable. She was like, hey, I think you have a great personality for it. And it was something that I thought like, gosh, what a great blend of like my HGTV wildest dreams. And I can actually use my finance background to actually kind of help with the, finance side of it, explaining the money part, loans, nerded out on all of that. Love that kind of nitty gritty stuff that most agents run away from. My passion. So, and that mindset, I decided to sign up. I took the exam, passed, and was like, okay, we'll give it a shot. Like worst case scenario, I sell one house, pay myself back, don't like it, and decide to like go back to being unemployed, or just
Mhm.
using my accounting degree on the side to help people out financially, which I still do. I keep an active license, but something happened. I mean, it sparked. I got behind a few friends that were getting homes, and then they referred me to other people. I started an online presence with social media that blew up pretty quickly, and it's been game on since then.
I there's so many amazing lessons in what you just said with how you transitioned, your self-belief, how you are always it seems like you have a real big passion for people. And not only just people, but you have a passion for your own personal success. And always trying to chase your why is kind of what it feels like. I think that is one of those things where it really transfers when you talk with people really well, is that people can really feel that energy. And so for any viewer that's watching this today and you're a real estate agent, I mean, listen to what she's talking about with how she's really chasing her dreams, how she has this amazing passion for people. Although I'm not a big HGTV person, nor do I endorse that and that activity. But what's fun is that it makes you excited. And if you're an agent, the best thing you have, especially when you're new, is excitement and energy, and bringing that to the world and letting people know that, because a secret agent makes no money in real estate. Let's just be honest,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's awesome. And you mentioned your sponsor, and who is your sponsor?
Mary Martin Brown.
Awesome. And she crushes it in the
Oh my God.
Birmingham area as well.
Yeah. Yeah. She's insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
I got to get her on here.
Yes. Yeah.
And for everyone watching, all the viewers in the background, we are at my house. So if you hear child screaming or playing, that would be life going on behind me. And I know Jasmine can absolutely relate, because our kids are nearly the same age. So,
Yeah. All the time.
so you're in a group with Mary Martin Brown. Is it Mary Martin, or is she go by Mary Brown, or is it Mary Martin Brown? I guess it's
Mary Martin.
okay, Mary Martin. Because so my business partner is Mary Gale, and some
Okay.
people call her Mary Weekly, but it's Mary Gale
Yeah.
Weekly. So just a quick distinction there. So if Mary Martin is watching this, I
Yeah.
promise I won't butcher your name if you come on. Um, so you're in a group with her, and you're listening to someone that put themselves out there and gave themselves an opportunity to capitalize on their relationships with people that are getting their business rolling, and that's motivating you. And so not only is it motivating you, it's making you super curious. And so when you were super curious at that moment, how did you approach, like, what I want to get into is, what motivated you to join EXP, and how did that conversation go that made you so curious about it that you ended up getting your license and joining the company?
Okay. Yeah. So you talked about kids. So I've got a 2.5-year-old and I have a 9-month-old. So this is beginning of second year. So fast forward to I've got a brand new toddler, and I'm pregnant. So trying to figure out what that looks like and navigating things. Flexibility was huge. And also, I didn't want to commit to something that was full time, because I still felt like I just got out of that bind. I wanted to have, the flexibility to spend time with my family. I also didn't know what life with 2 kids was going to look like. And I always want to bring my best self when I show up for anything. So I don't like to overcommit, because I don't want to underperform. And talking to Mary Martin, who also had like young kids and was pregnant at the time, and she was working on, figuring out how to make it all work. And she was doing it pretty successfully. She was, passionate about EXP as a family. No one's going to leave you behind. But also, what was super attractive was I interviewed like 5 other brokerages. Everyone has these plans for how you go from part-time to full-time in like a 3-month span, and you're full-time from that point on. That was not what I wanted. EXP offered me support, but they also offered the flexibility that I was looking for at a price point that didn't make me balk at like monthly fees that were like as high as my mortgage payment, even if I didn't sell a home. And then we also have the revenue share and the other streams of income that were super important to me, because the finance, like the accounting background, is like, okay, if you're going to get involved in something, how many ways can you make this, profit friendly? And EXP offered like 3 or 4 different avenues with the stock, that it was just like, add these things on top. How can you not? So she hosted a couple of events, just kind of a get to know EXP, get to know real estate. I went to some of those, and I left pretty fired up, and she followed up and gave me a discount code and was like, hey, if you really want to go for it, just try taking these classes. I was able to take the classes online, which also was super friendly for my schedule. And I decided to just go all in and give it a chance. And then once I did, it was like everything she said showed up to be true, and then some. It has been the most supportive group of people that I could ever be a part of. I'm technically an independent agent, but the family part of EXP that she mentioned, I'm supported as Jasmine. I am supported as Jasmine, the real estate agent. I feel like everybody knows and cares about my family too. There's more training than I could have imagined. There's more opportunities to get involved. People share my listings. They help my buyers find homes. It's just been all around something that when I interviewed with other places, community wise, I just wasn't getting that. And if I hadn't found EXP, I honestly don't know that I would have gone forward with being an agent, because I don't think anyone else spoke to the heart behind, I love my family. They're still going to be first. My clients will be right after that, but I want someone who hears and supports that side of me. And EXP just like checked every box.
Beautiful, beautiful explanation. I think that's awesome. I heard that um, people come for the commission split, but you stay for the culture, right? You stay for
Yeah,
the community,
that's a
right?
great, absolutely.
The people in this group are absolutely, they've got a mindset of abundance. They share their secret sauce, because the way I look at it, and I've always looked at it like this: there's only one Alex Acuff, and there's only one Jasmine Kemp.
Yeah.
We may sell the same product, but it's a different experience with each one of us, and
Mhm.
that's our brand. EXP is an amazing brokerage, but we are our own brand, and the experience that people get from working with us, I think that's beautiful. Um, and so going to an event with Mary Martin, I think that's super motivating and empowering. I'm trying to be better about hosting events, and if you're an agent, you're a viewer, and you're in the Birmingham area, and you're wanting to uh, chat with Jasmine about her experience of going to these events, or if you need someone to join you going to an event, I'm pretty sure Jasmine would
Yeah,
love to be that person. I think that's
happily.
awesome. And being able to speak from the pain points of being a brand new person. Not even like, here's the thing, it's not even like you were in the middle of classes and went to an event. You were going to events and you weren't even in the classes.
Yeah.
Like there was no guarantee. You're like, I don't even know if I'm going to pass the test. But I really like this real estate thing. I really like Mary Martin, and here's a cool opportunity. So jumping into EXP, and now it's time for us to dig in a little bit. Let's marry the fact that you're a CPA
Okay.
and EXP. And can you explain to the viewers why that makes sense from a CPA standpoint?
Oh, gladly. Okay. So many avenues to take with this one. There's the personal side
Yeah.
of just financially why it makes sense, but there's even bigger is like the value I can bring to clients, like how the two worlds merge in honestly a fashion that I think is pretty unparalleled. It's all the financial education, the understanding behind tax implications of purchases, whether you're an investor, you are just selling your house, or you're buying. It's also understanding the mortgage part of it a little bit deeper than most agents, and being licensed to actually be able to give you advice financially, where a lot of agents, it's a gray area, and I 100% don't recommend getting into the weeds with that kind of stuff because it's beyond what we're trained on.
Mhm.
But I am licensed. I've spent 18 months taking an exam that digs into a lot of these different aspects. I understand interest rates. I understand how the principal and the interest, the two different things, how that works, what your monthly payments, how you can kind of manipulate certain aspects of it as far as savings or maybe down payment to kind of make that work in your favor, and collaborate with some incredible lenders. I always bring a lender in. I always want their expertise and their perspective, because this is what they do. But I have been trained in that same area. So we collaborate. I've actually saved a couple of deals, even one as recent as like 2 months ago, by a tax loophole that the lender wasn't aware of. And
Oh,
I had
wow.
client who was about to lose a deal, and I was like, hey, let's try this. And they checked it out with the bank, and they were like, oh my gosh, this makes perfect sense. And we went on ahead to closing. And that's just one of those things that like everybody can't do, but I've been designed, like my purpose and plan is to do exactly that. Also, I've got a lot of people who come in as buyers who are thinking they're ready to purchase a house, and they're just a little bit short, whether it's savings or it's credit. And I've got the opportunity to sit down with them. What I do on the side with my CPA license now is help people with financial planning. Whether it's trying to get to a trip to Disney World, or it's saving up to buy a house, whatever it is, I take those same things and apply it to my buyers. And I'm like, hey, they told you not yet. You can't buy a house this month, but give me 3, give me 6, give me 12 months, and I'll get you there. And we're able to sit down and create those kind of plans. So it's a perfect merger in that sense. My sellers, especially the investor side,
Mhm.
y'all, so much money can be lost in capital gains taxes, something that a lot of people don't pay attention to, because guess what? HGTV never mentions that. They
Yeah.
don't talk about that side of things, and it's super important. You are out here, and you're going to get inside into business with real estate. You've got to understand those aspects of it, and I love to bring that to the table. And then from a personal perspective, EXP, we've got stock, we've got rev share, we've got we bring agents on, we've got all kinds of awards, just in addition to the commission split. And the accountant in me 100% understands the value that all of that can bring. And I've got like charts, I've done the metrics, I've got data that just kind of says, excuse me, if you do this, then you can get to this place. If you do this, you can get to this place. They all merge and it creates a phenomenal opportunity to set my kids up for the future that I want them to have. And I don't have to go out of my way to do so. So I feel like in every aspect, the CPA side has fully helped me understand it. And then from the other agent point, actually a couple of days ago, I got to speak to colleagues and lead a tax mastermind. And that was just letting people know, hey, as an agent, we run businesses. We are our own brand, Alex, like you mentioned, but we make income. We owe the government a good chunk of it, but let's figure out how to do it smartly so that we don't owe as much as maybe, someone who's not as informed. And so I had the opportunity to talk to my peers about ways to, minimize their taxes and still do everything incredibly legally, but like, let's keep some of the hard money that we work for,
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, I know we were talking before we came on here about that opportunity you had on Monday to speak in the mastermind. So if you're one of the viewers and you're one of the agents that's viewing this today, and you keep getting those Monday emails from me about joining our Monday mastermind, if you'd like a copy of that, I'm actually going to have a copy of it sent to me so I can actually get that out to you. Or if you want to just contact Jasmine directly, I'm sure she'd love to connect with you. Just shoot her a DM or something. Man, that's cool. So, moving forward, where do you see yourself taking your business to the next level? Or kind of tell me, you're just beginning your second year, but I feel like you have big plans and big ideas. So where do you see yourself taking your business, say in the next 12, 24 months?
Ooh, this is always exciting. So I've got goals, not just from the income perspective, but I like to look at it from the amount of families that I want to impact. And that could be an individual, it could be a couple, it could be a family of 7, whatever. But the amount of people that I want to impact, I want that to expand exponentially. I actually am getting ready to launch a scholarship.
Oh, wow.
Go to the high school that I graduated from locally here. I always said if I made it in life, then I wanted to give back. I don't know if I've 100% made it, but I have been blessed enough to have some income that I think I can reinvest into the community. And I think kids is where it starts. They're the future. It's, where, all the decisions are going to eventually fall. And I've got a chance to do a scholarship that helps people, not just the kids that are graduating and going to college, because real estate, for example, you don't have to have a college degree to get into this business and be incredibly successful. You need drive, you need passion, you need the right people around you. And so my scholarship's not only going to go to the collegiate, that's your next step, but it's also going to go to the entrepreneur. That you can tell me about a business plan and you can sell me on why I need to invest in you because you've got the next biggest and best thing coming. I want to be able to help with that, as well as people who are going to be in a trade school. We all need plumbers and electricians. And gosh, as a real estate agent, I understand even more so how important people in that world are. But it's something that I'm not qualified to do, but I still want to invest in others because we need them just as much and they're just as important. So, that's one of my immediate things that is actually launching next month, and it'll be for seniors who just graduated these past few weeks. All the seniors are really kind of wrapping things up, so that's coming. I've also been asked after Monday to start up either a talk or create some kind of one-on-one opportunity to kind of mentor other agents when it comes to the tax side of real estate. So I'm hoping to get something off the ground with that, and then even bigger picture. I really want to start growing my agent, my agent retention. I'm a mentor and I love it. Our mentor program is phenomenal if you make it everything out that it can be. And I'm really passionate about that. I love helping others. So I'm working on a program for my mentees. A lot of people ask the same questions. A lot of people feel isolated because some might be in other states or other parts of the state and they don't always see each other, but there's still an opportunity to create community there. So I've got something by the end of the year that'll be out for my mentees, not like a bunch of check boxes or extra work to go alongside what they already have to do, but just a kind of hands-on pamphlet, an FAQ guide, just something that says, hey, here's how you do XYZ, and I'm happy to walk you through it. But just in case, here's something that gives a little more independence. And beyond that, my hope is to hit Icon, which if you're familiar with EXP, it's a great opportunity that we have here to get stock back from the company, but also just be rewarded as a whole for the hard work and for like the lives that you've touched in the process of growing your business. And that is certainly a goal of mine, big picture. And I don't know, beyond that, maybe bring on a few agents, maybe have a team one day. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds. I don't know as much. I don't know a lot about teams. I'm not on one, so I definitely want to learn more about that angle. But I think the sky is the limit, and EXP encourages the sky to be the limit. So I'm excited just to see what's up next.
Remind me to get after this conversation. We'll have to talk about my websites that I build out for onboarding and other things for, like you're talking about, giving people like frequently asked questions, or at least giving people the resources to get all the answers they need. I'm big on Trello and building out separate websites, and not just only checklists, but actionable things that you can put in your business today. So that's super cool. Well, Jasmine, that's really all the questions I had for you today. I think you're doing everything the right way. It sounds like. I think it's awesome to hear from someone that has only been in the business just a little over really a year, and you're seeing a ton of success. You've got a ton of energy. I think that's what I really take away the most today is like you found a way to find a passion and make that the forefront of your business, and really give that to people. And so I know our viewers got a ton of good nuggets from this conversation today with you. And if you guys have any referrals for the Birmingham area, I know Jasmine would love to have those. We'll put her contact information in the details underneath this video. And if you guys are looking to partner, or if you're interested in learning more about EXP Realty and the business model as a whole, either reach out to the person that shared this video with you, or you can reach out to Jasmine, or you can reach out to myself. We'd love to share this information and this amazing opportunity with you today. With that said, Jasmine, any parting words or anything for our viewers today?
I think just go for it. I mean, I hope
right.
It's right, but even if it's not, bet on yourself, because nobody else is going to. And you're the best version of you that you have to offer. So like, believe in yourself, get behind yourself. People will see it. Hopefully your passion just spills over from the minute you open your mouth to tell somebody what it is that you want. So just get after it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today, Jasmine. I know everyone is just thrilled about this. And for all you viewers, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with anyone you know that's in real estate. We'd love to have a conversation. Reach out to us, and we'll see you guys on the next interview.